When people think of the Mustang, they imagine raw power, roaring V8 South, and the legend of American muscle. But between 1977 and 1978, the Ford Mustang II carried the weight of survival during one of the toughest times in automotive history. Strangled by oil crises, emissions laws, and changing consumer demands, this Mustang looked less like a muscle car and more like a compact cruiser. Yet, despite criticism, it played a crucial role in keeping the Mustang name alive. Without the Mustang II's survival during these years, there may never have been a future for the Mustang legend. Let us uncover how these final years of the Mustang II shaped Ford's most iconic car. By the late 1970s, America was still reeling from the 1973 oil crisis. Gasoline prices were unpredictable, and long lines at fuel stations had changed consumer behavior. Buyers no longer wanted giant muscle cars that guzzled fuel. Instead, they looked for smaller, more efficient vehicles. Japanese automakers like Toyota and Datsun were flooding the U.S. market with compact, fuel-efficient cars. To compete, Ford doubled down on the Mustang II, a car built on the Pinto's platform, lighter, smaller, and far less intimidating than the muscle-bound Mustangs of the late 1960s. For 1977 and 1978, the Mustang II wasn't about dominating the drag strip, it was about surviving in a changing era. Design and styling 1977-1978 updates. Ford made subtle design tweaks to keep the Mustang II fresh. In 1977, minor trim changes were introduced, including updated grilles, sportier wheel options, and new paint schemes. By 1978, a new King Cobra package was offered to add some muscle flair. The King Cobra featured bold graphics, a distinctive hood decal, front air dam, rear spoiler, and unique stripes running along the body. It was Ford's attempt to inject some performance image back into the Mustang II lineup, while the graphics were loud and eye-catching. The car's performance was still limited compared to the muscle car golden age. Performance, the V8 struggles. The Mustang II did offer a V8, but by 1977, its performance was underwhelming. The 300 cubic inch V8 produced just around 139 horsepower, far from the glory days of the Boss 302 or Mach 1 Mustangs. Still, in a time of strict emissions laws and corporate downsizing, offering a V8 at all was a statement. Most competitors had abandoned performance engines entirely, leaving Mustang II as one of the few compact cars that still gave buyers the option of a V8, even if it was a shadow of its former self. The King Cobra, a bold statement. The 1978 Mustang II King Cobra became the most famous version of the final Mustang II years. Only about 4,300 were produced, making it rare today. It featured a deep front air dam and rear spoiler, King Cobra lettering and snake decal across the hood, unique striping and bold graphics. Available only with the V8 engine, while its horsepower was modest, the King Cobra gave the Mustang II a touch of personality and muscle car spirit. For many enthusiasts, it's the only Mustang II that truly stands out in history. Sales performance. Despite criticism from enthusiasts, the Mustang II sold surprisingly well during its production run. Between 1974 and 1978, Ford sold over 1.1 million Mustang IIs. By 1977, sales began to slow as the novelty wore off and competition from imports grew stronger. Still, the Mustang II had already proven its worth by keeping the Mustang alive in an era where many muscle cars disappeared completely. The end of the Mustang II era. By 1978, it was clear the Mustang I's time was coming to an end. Consumers wanted something new, something more powerful, more stylish, and closer to the original Mustang spirit. Ford listened, and in 1979, the Mustang would be reborn on the Fox body platform, a car that would dominate the 1980s and restore much of the Mustang's lost performance credibility. The 1978 Mustang II, therefore, represents the final chapter in one of the most controversial eras of Mustang history. It was not the hero enthusiasts wanted, but it was the hero Ford needed to keep the name alive. Legacy of the Mustang to 1978. Today, the Mustang II is often criticized as the weakest generation of the Mustang. Yet, historians and collectors acknowledge its importance. Without the Mustang bridging the gap between the muscle car 1960s and the fox body 1980s, the Mustang may have died altogether. The 1978 King Cobra, in particular, has gained cult status as a rare and unique muscle car oddity. It represents the bold styling and survival spirit of the late 1970s Mustang. For enthusiasts, the Mustang IIs may not hold the glory of the Shelby GT 350 or Mach 1, but they tell a story of resilience, adaptation, and survival in one of the toughest decades in American automotive history. Conclusion: the 1978 Mustang to mark the end of a controversial chapter in Ford's pony car saga. Though underpowered and criticized, it ensured the Mustang legacy endured into the 1980s and beyond. Without it, the rebirth of the Fox body and the return of performance in later generations may never have happened.